What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Great Debate Show. About to get it popping right over here. Here. Got my co-host with me. It's the Great Debate Show live on YouTube. And we're about to get it cracking here. Let's go. Now, where can I sit this thing in so I can actually be in the damn Zoom? Because I be trying to hold it. I have to hold the speaker up to the mic. And that's why I'm always absent or missing in the picture.
We gotta get you a phone tripod so stay right there.
Right. Yep. That's not too good either.
Can you drop the mic down closer to it?
Oh yeah, it's dropped as low as it can get. That ain't the issue. Is me for the Zoom no. I can try this one.
Maybe stick it in a cup.
Let's see if
That'll
that
probably
works.
mess with the audio. Never mind. Some audio going into the mic.
Damn it. I'm gonna try this.
Charles, what kind of booking is this? So like they've got Jericho versus Yuta. If Yuta wins, he gets Jericho's title shot, I guess, at Moxley.
I have no idea.
But Yuta and Moxley are in the same group, so you know they're not gonna fight each other.
Stupid, man. I have no idea. Yeah, that's what I said when they made it. I have no idea. Unless they really are gonna.
Better dead.
Unless they really are.
I don't think so. For a change, no, I think you paid up. This podcast. They already hear you talking about That'll still need some money. Right. I don't know if I'm a can of pain, but if I can get some money, I think.
All right.
We got to fight the IRS for it.
Let's try that.
Hey,
I'm gonna try that. Try it like that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna see how y'all sound when I press record here. But
okay.
I'm finna get it started.
Take right quick, and then stop it, and then start for real.
Nah, don't. We're gonna roll with it. All good.
Okay.
Watson first or Dolphins? Watson. Breaking news with the appeal.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That'll work.
Okay. All right, here we go. Yo. What's up? What's happening? It's the Great Debate Show. Jarvis Jeffries, Nick Ely, Terrence Smith. We all are back in the building. Better than ever, baby. It's the good guys. How y'all doing, man?
Yeah, what's up with it? Hey, outside of a little chest soreness, I'm doing good, Jarvis. How about yourself?
Man, you and me both. Brother. That was a very, very, very intense workout yesterday, and good thing it happened on Tuesday. I realized that it was a Tuesday, and I don't do anything in the middle of the week on Wednesday. That's my rest day. So much needed as well. Much needed.
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we got so much to talk about today. Breaking news. I wouldn't say a lot to talk about, but we have to give our views on what's going on between the NFL and Deshaun Watson. We said on Tuesday that, and Nick especially, that both sides should just shut the hell up. Well, that didn't happen. And I knew that wouldn't happen. But I was hoping to be wrong on this. The breaking news is that the NFL, or Roger Goodell, we should just say, the judge of the jury is now appealing the the Sue Robinson suspension of 6 games, and they are going for. I had said that Diana Rossini, I think that's her name, Nick, had been saying that the NFL was probably looking for more than 6 games. We were hopeful that it would just be maybe 8 a few more games, even 12. They're looking for the entire season, and they're looking for more possibly, but at least an entire season. Indefinite suspension, which is what we heard all along before this whole thing popped off. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to ask my co-hosts, Nick and Terrence, is this fair? Is this right? And what is the purpose of having an arbitrator in this new CBA? If you're still going, Nick, I'll let you say it because you said it perfectly earlier today. So let's start with you, Nick. What the hell is going on here, and how long can this go? Like into the season now. The NFLPA said they would do nothing. They encouraged the NFL not to do nothing. We knew that wasn't going to happen. They were like, it depends on what she does. So here we go. Nick, I'm going to let you start off because you said something that was very, very real and 100 to me as far as the judge and the jury and the purpose of her even being in this situation, in this lawsuit. So tell us what's going on and what you think is going to happen now that the NFL is throwing the hammer down.
I mean, yeah, so like it doesn't make sense. I mean, we've there's been a lot of talk obviously around kind of how the process works. So obviously, Judge Sue Robinson ruled to suspend him for 6 games, and so now either side, of course, had the right to appeal. The joint statement by Deshaun Watson and by the Browns and the NFLPA was really more so a preemptive strike, I believe, in terms of trying to nudge the NFL towards not appealing it. But obviously, we all knew better. Like I said, I said previously that it was in their best interest. Both parties were certainly incentivized to shut the hell up. It was just for Deshaun Watson. He kind of got away with a lot less than what a lot of people would say he deserved. And from the NFL side, it's like, hey, do you really want to go down this rabbit hole? Other things that he could open up, in terms of trying to defend himself based on how you've handled other situations. All that being said, like I said, at the end of the process just doesn't make sense because it's like, okay, Roger Goodell, basically the arbitrator they voted on makes a ruling, and then Roger Goodell can say, okay, thanks for your input, but we're going to do what I wanted to do in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
What's the whole purpose? He's going to go appeal the ruling of the arbitrator to himself, or he can appoint a designee who is an employee of the NFL. As if we're supposed to believe that this designee is going to make any decision other than exactly what Roger Goodell wants to do. And the idea that he would actually go to those lengths to scapegoat it, I don't think he can do that. Just from a PR standpoint. Or maybe he is callous enough to do that because at the end of the day, the only people he's interested in making happy are the owners. So as long as they get the results that they're looking for, he gets the paycheck he wants, and as long as revenues keep going up, everybody's happy. So maybe that's where we end up. But like I said, the process was it was very strange to me that the NFL gets to appeal this ruling to themselves.
Nick, I'll take it a step further. As a matter of fact, I think personally, it's time for the NFL to get rid of Roger Goodell. This proves to me that he has been the problem all along. Because you have somebody that's independent, that's not for the players, that's not for the owners, totally independent, totally unbiased, someone that is a judge or has been a judge, and she says, I want to make sure we emphasize she. This is a woman here, a lady, that Deshaun, someone who was accused of doing bad things to women, should only get 8 or 6 games, right? And here we go with Goodell saying, nah, that ain't good enough. Nah, your strap wasn't big enough. Your leather belt wasn't big enough. Let me go and try to get him for a whole season and all this other stuff. Listen, the era of Big Daddy Goodell, like being judge, jury, executioner, that's over. But he clearly still wants that. So I think that this is the time for the NFL owners to say, hey, listen, Goodell, nice run, but I think it's over.
And so 2 things. I don't necessarily agree with the ruling. I don't necessarily disagree with. I'm still very conflicted on the actual 6-game suspension in terms of where I think it should fall. What I will say is that, from what I've heard and what I've seen as far as what she actually wrote in the ruling, she did find what she quoted a pattern of egregious behavior. So she felt like he did something, but obviously she, as well as the courts, decided that it was just nothing that was necessarily criminal. So whether you want to say that's a result of bad enforcement or badly written laws, that's a conversation for probably another show. And then the second thing I'd say is that the issue with what you're saying about Goodell is that the people that are that he needs to please are still very pleased with what he's doing. But at the end of the day, he's being a cover for the owners, and he's continuing to increase revenue for the owners. Mm-hmm. So past that, he's just. It seems to me, based on the way that he handles things, that he's at a point that as long as the people that pay him are happy, and as long as the revenues keep increasing, which is what makes them happy, and they don't have to deal with all the mess that he has to deal with, and he gets to fall on the sword. Cool, pay me, we're good. And so
they do pay him good.
And they pay him very handsomely.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't think that. Well, no, there's very few players now that are making more money per year, I think, than Roger Goodell. So, and they're all quarterbacks. And there's only like 3 of them. And so so long as then I don't see where Roger Goodell, where he's going anywhere. Because the people that are in charge of the decision have no interest in getting rid of him.
Yeah, and believe me, Nick, I very much know that it's indeed wishful thinking. But I just think that the relationship between owners and players would improve immediately with Goodell out. Because this is a situation where both sides tried to have some common ground, and Goodell alone is like, hey, look, nah, that ain't good enough.
Okay, good stuff, guys, and it's really hard to just give my whole, take on this because all 3 of us, because we don't really know what the hell is going on. Like, we don't know what really happened. It's pretty simple if we know what took place, and none of us really know. My whole question is where I'm confused and lost at here is that if he's guilty, yes, 6 games is not enough. I get it. Go for more. But if he's innocent, he shouldn't get any games at all. And I'm not sure if there's any area or shades of gray in between that. This seems like it's pretty black or white. You did it or you didn't do it. And what did you do? Was it so bad to where the league should actually be begging, like pleading this case for, we need at least an entire season? I know a lot of people are mad, so we knew that the appeal was coming because everyone thinks that this was just too lenient. Everyone. So I knew it was coming. But my whole thing is that what's up with the Houston Texans? Why aren't the Houston Texans being talked about? Why is it just Deshaun Watson? It seems that the Texans are off the hook. If anyone doesn't know, you have to go through the ESPN report and read it carefully, where it does show and state that the Houston Texans settled with the NFL a month ago. Nobody talked about that a month ago, but it's happened. And I guess they're in the clear now. But they had a lot to do with this. They're the ones who drew up the NDAs for the women to sign. And if the women signed NDAs, then where is Deshaun guilty at? Besides being guilty of being a freak, as Terrence said, I'm just confused as to what they're looking at. If it does have any wording in the whole case, in the trial written by the arbitrator or the judge, where she says that he's a predator. He is these things that he done was I think one of the words was demonstrative or something like that. It just sounds like he's this sex predator, and that's what Colin Cowherd said that the words state. I don't know if that's accurate or where he's getting his proof from, but there's no evidence of anything. And I'm not taking up for Watson because if he's guilty, yeah, get him. But if he's not, this is uncalled for. And hey, look, again, what looked like it was good for the Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland fan base, and Deshaun Watson, now this could be a total nightmare. But, I mean, you all had to know he was going to do this, right? I mean, he wouldn't stop until Brady got at least 4 games, and that's Tom Brady. That's the GOAT. So I'm not surprised at all. And now it's looking like, Terrence, it looks like you're kind of right again. Not saying his career is doomed, but we don't really know what the hell is about to happen. Again, $230 million contract guaranteed or whatever it is. You would think that, yeah, they're going to let him play. Forget this. I don't know about that. Now, guys, before we move on to the next thing, now go ahead, Nick. Come on.
Yeah, I had two more things on it actually.
Okay.
For one, so there's a thought that if Goodell imposes a harsher penalty, then Deshaun could potentially look to sue the NFL in court, which would then allow him to be able to seek an injunction and be able to play this year.
Yeah, but all that's temporary, though. You're right, but that's just temporary.
Right. The trick to it is because apparently there's been, I know that there has been a couple situations like this before, and so what eventually ends up happening is that the NFL wins because they follow the CBA, and so it's like, hey, you signed on the dotted line, this the contract, this is what it is. The thing that makes it even trickier is that because of how the Browns have structured Deshaun Watson's contract, then he's almost incentivized to take the year suspension now if that's what they end up ruling, because
or he'll lose a lot of money.
He'll lose a lot more money next year, and so because of that, it seems like the NFL is also seeking to fine him as well as suspend him for the year. I guess to compensate for the fact that he wouldn't actually lose any money. Anything that he'll miss, from his salary for this season.
And I don't think that's right.
I
think that's double punishment.
It was all too good to be true.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, it was all too good to be true, and that's why they're sticking it to him. They just felt that this was, man, he's getting off. How much was it? Like $1 million, if that? No, $300-something thousand, a little over $300K. That's all he was losing.
The first 6 games.
That was too good to be true for them. They're like, hell to the no. Now they're sticking it to him.
You know what you call not having heard about the Houston Texans settling anymore since they did a month ago? You call it Roger Goodell doing his job, Terrence. That's why he's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's to me why he should go.
Yeah, I understand. 100%.
A person that would advocate for the players, absolutely, but that's exactly why he won't.
Good stuff, guys. Nick, you're right, though. What's the purpose of the arbitrator if he's still going to be the judge and with the final say? Now they say that he can assist. He can give that to somebody else. Now I forgot the word that they said, or whoever this. Another designee can actually take it over, but either way it goes, he'll be in their ear, so that doesn't matter. That's irrelevant to me. But Terrence, I'm with you as well. This is the reason why he shouldn't have his job anymore as commissioner, for just giving him double punishment. I know a lot of people don't think that that's what it is, but man, look, not trying to get canceled here, but look, there's no evidence. If anybody can provide me evidence, then come on, man. And if there's evidence, then why was it only 6 games? If she said what she said about him being some sex predator and a lot of other things, then why is it only 6 games? Why didn't she go ahead and give it the whole year? They're saying that she's going off of previous suspensions in the NFL with similar cases like this. So I don't know. It's all confusing. It's really a head scratcher. But this is going to go on for a while because the NFLPA has already came out. Well, they haven't came out and made a public statement yet, but there are rumors. And again, same stuff that I heard a few days ago, it came to be true. So I'm going to say that this is going to be true as well. People are being told that the NFLPA is already saying that this is going to get real ugly and nobody's going to win. This could be a lose-lose for both sides. But if this is what they want to do, come on with it because we're coming too. And they're ready and prepared for whatever. So this is going to be, and the NFL knew this. I'm sure they were aware that if we do this, if we appeal, they're going to come back. They're not just going to just let it be, regardless of what they said. They done it anyway. So this is pretty much Roger Goodell and the NFL saying, do what you please, but we're gonna have the last say so anyway. You can't touch us. We're at the top. We're the elites, point blank. As Vince McMahon would say, I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. Nothing's gonna happen to me. Now he did end up stepping down though. So I don't know. Will somebody finally put Roger Goodell in his place? Man, all that remains to be seen. But guys, we got to move on to another story inside the NFL as well. Roger Goodell plays a part to this as well. Have another bone to pick with him on this. Miami Dolphins owner Stephen Ross is suspended for not long, up until October 17th. Till October 17th for whatever reason that is. Why not give him the whole damn season? And then we don't even really know if they're suspended or not. He's the owner. I mean, what does that mean? He can't do anything with his team anymore with his franchise? I don't know how that works, and I don't even buy it. And he was fined $1.5 million, 1.5. What's 1.5 to a billionaire? 1.5 mil. What is that to a billionaire? And they lost 2 draft picks, a 2023 first round pick, even though I think they still have another first round pick, and a 2023 third round pick. A 2024 third round pick. So they lose 2 draft picks and $1.5 million from the owner out of the owner's bank account, which is nothing. Guys, I'm going to let you talk and tell it like it is. What do you think about this? In this case, this 6-month investigation that they've done, they found that it was tampering going on with, I guess, just the Dolphins owner and Sean Payton and Tom Brady. They were trying to pursue both of those guys. And on 3 different occasions, Sean Payton, Tom Brady. But in the process of that, they didn't find anything that Brian Foles said to be true. So they say, as far as, him paying or offering Brian Foles, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, $100K per loss. Now that they did come out and say that they did find something small where it says something about Stephen Ross was more focused on draft placement, where they were going to be picking in the draft over winning, but not so much as, hey, lose these games on purpose. That sounds like the same thing to me, but that's what I read. All right, guys. Basically, what the hell? Again, too harsh or not harsh enough? Again, now, this is tampering. The Miami Dolphins, look, let's go back real quick to Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. They lost some draft picks and they were fined some millions of dollars or some money. I don't know how much it was, but they didn't lose a Super Bowl ring. They didn't lose anything. They didn't take it away like the NCAA did, the Memphis Tigers, and anybody else in the NCAA for that matter. They still are Super Bowl champions for every year that that it is said that they were cheating or had games videotaped and filmed, practices and all of that. So what I'm saying is, was this too harsh or not harsh enough? Everybody's talking about the integrity of the game. Well, this, for some of the people in the media that I heard say this has nothing to do or this hurt no one else in the Dolphins organization other than the owner, I beg to differ. You lost a few draft picks, and those draft picks could have picked up the next best thing. I don't know. But again, they say they're so big on integrity. This is what they found. It doesn't make Brian Foles' case look any better, though. They're not talking about his case or Gruden's case. The NFL's got a lot of going on, man. And you would think with all that going on, they would at least say, Deshaun Watson, we don't care. Go on, play. And yet they're still being super, super lame and petty. I'm done. Terrence, we'll start with you this time. What do you think about this punishment? Was it too harsh or not harsh at all?
What a punishment. I'm glad you mentioned the NCAA. I do feel like at some point when owners go to the extreme to cheat the game, which they're saying, this is what they're saying he cheated the game, even though they don't admit that he paid his coach in 10 games.
Yeah.
I see A. The first thing that we heard about this was the former coach saying that he got paid to lose. Now I'm seeing B, where they're being fined because they were tampering. And you mean to tell me that B is true but A isn't? I don't believe that.
Right.
So what I think right here is we have an egregious owner that was going out of his way to literally cheat the game. The integrity of the game, that says a whole lot. Jarvis, if me and you were playing Madden and like you have some kind of a cheat code, like where's the integrity in there, right? And this guy was clearly trying to get an upper hand on people, or at the very least breaking rules that were well established. And I feel like since you mentioned the NCAA, when things like that are that blatant, there needs to be some kind of a death penalty for teams that go out of their way to do that, because you can't find these guys. Like give that guy $1 million. What is that?
Right.
You take a draft pick. You take a first round draft pick for a team that has 2 first round draft picks, and they can't trade to get more draft picks.
Yeah.
So what did that really hurt them? It didn't hurt them at all. And he's suspended until October, I think.
Yeah.
Suspended for what? Is he not allowed to make profit on his team until that time?
And we don't even know if that's true, but yeah, pretty much.
I think that they are so focused on treating the players like criminals. One of the owners, even old man McNair, even called them that. What do they call them? The inmates for running the asylum.
And they shouldn't.
They don't even think about these owners who are out here just being snobby billionaires. Nah, man, come up with a different penalty for those guys. Come up with a conduct policy for the owners, just like you do the players.
Right. Yep.
So the first thing is that I find it almost insulting to your intelligence to say that, yes, we found that Stephen Ross did say to Brian Flores that he would pay him $100,000 per game to lose. And that you also found that in the other conversation that Brian Flores has alleged in his lawsuit, that you also said, yep, Stephen Ross said those things, but he was being sarcastic. I find it funny for a couple of reasons. One, because who makes a joke like that? Especially when he said that, he was prioritizing, the draft. And then number two, I would find it more sarcastic if he'd have said $1 million a game, because then potentially you're looking at losing $17 million in extra pay to your coach that you got to pay under the table, as opposed to $1.7 million for $100,000 per game if they were to go 0-17, right?
Right.
And so then you look at it from the standpoint and go, okay, well, how does that play in terms of Brian Flores' contract? And you realize that that's a much more reasonable percentage of a contract to orchestrate as a bonus if he was to give you losses. And you gonna just tell me he was being sarcastic? That's kind of a slap in the face, number one. Number two, I find it strange that the NFL claims to have a stronger code of conduct for owners than they do for players, but Calvin Ridley gets a whole season off the bat, and indefinite is guaranteed, at least for the season, for gambling $1,500 on other teams other than the team that he plays for in games that he wasn't playing in.
Okay, sorry about that. We're about to get Nick right back in here in 1 second. About to get him right back in. He's making a very good point, a very, very good valid point, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, these guys were suspended. Nick, go ahead and finish your take on that. I'm sorry, I lost you for a minute. Well,
yeah, but then Stephen Ross, you look at him and he isn't even suspended for the season, which I don't even know what a suspension actually means.
Okay, hold on. We're ending the I'm sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, there you go, Nick. I'm sorry about that. Now please finish. Well, I thought okay, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to get Nick back in here. He's really got some good stuff going on that he's talking about with him. And the Miami Dolphins and this whole suspension, or lack thereof, I guess we should say, because that's pretty much what it is. Okay. Now, sorry about that, Nick. If you could continue.
It's like the owner who's not even, from my understanding, even really involved in a day-to-day process of the team. He doesn't get a year off the bat for very blatantly cheating. You guys even said in your investigation of Calvin Ridley that, we know who he bet on. He didn't get any inside information. He wasn't playing in the game, blah, blah, blah. But you know that this guy went and intentionally circumvented the rules, and he doesn't get nearly as severe of a punishment. But he's supposed to be held to a higher standard. Come on, man, that's a joke.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so Stephen Ross again suspended until October 17th for whatever reason. That's how they looked at the suspension on 3 different occasions. This is the reason why it's a little bit too lenient from me, because it's 3 different occasions that they were tampering, with Brady or Peyton, Sean Payton, that is, and we just heard that Sean Payton was thinking about, like going to the Dolphins. It was close. He was going to do it. It was possible. possibly still could happen if he comes back, if the situation is right and all of that stuff. Or we heard it before they hired the coach that they got now. So that confirms that it definitely was tampering. But it just, for me personally, just me having common sense. Like, why in the hell would Brian Foles make up something like that? Hey, he offered me $100K to lose. And look, I know money, everybody has their price, as the $1 million man Ted DiBiase would always say back in the day. And Foles may have his price to settle, because that's definitely what they're going to try to do. But for some strange reason, not strange, for some reason, I just got the feeling that Brian Foles is about that life. And he's that dude that's going to just say, man, the hell with y'all and y'all money. Man, I just want everybody in the world to know, the type of individuals you are and how sick and how mean and cruel and evil that you all are, and how you don't give a damn about anything but your pockets, and packing these stadiums. And I think he's going to, I don't really think he's going to budge. And I think that he didn't. I don't think he made that up. I don't think these are lies. And I think that he and Gruden, who definitely can be an asshole, I just think that you piss Gruden off too now. And he's kind of like R. Kelly right now. Like, yeah, I did this and did this with these children, but yeah, y'all ass did it too. I'm gonna tell it on all of you. That's what Gruden is. That's what Gruden is about. So you've got to deal with him, and you got to deal with Foles. They covered up what they wanted to cover up, and they let out the bag what they wanted to let out the bag. And that's not much. And they didn't suspend him or fine him much. Again, 1.5 mil is nothing to a billionaire. And everything that Terrence and Nick said, I agree with. This is just more and more reason to let everyone know and confirm what we're saying about Roger Goodell, the commissioner. But again, as Nick confirmed, as he just said earlier, as long as the owners are happy and satisfied with him, which they are, because he is continuing to just generate more and more revenue each and every season, salary cap going up and up every year. We don't even have to worry about salary caps anymore, really. I mean, look at the Los Angeles Rams. It's almost like they don't have a salary cap, but it's because everybody's is going up every season, and it's because of him. And the games in London, the games in New Mexico, the games, it's every damn where. He knows how to market. He's a marketing genius, no doubt about it, and the owners love him for that. And as long as he's doing that, he's not going any damn where. I feel for Deshaun Watson if he's innocent, and if he's guilty, all right, then oh well, no sympathy. But he definitely needs to be on the phone with Michael Vick, and if he gets out of this thing, and I'm not cool with the, like the injunction or whatever where he can play right now. That's temporary. This whole thing can pop off week 8, week 9, and he has to go right back to the bench or just away from the team. This is crazy. I was afraid of it. This is what's going to happen. Now the Cleveland Browns are back to what? The bottom 3, number 3 in the AFC North again.
Well, I think one tidbit of the appeal process is that it has to be an expedited process, so it's got to be pretty fast. To the best of my knowledge, now the suspension could also be lowered right there. I mean, I know that's pretty much not going to happen, but there's also there is that possibility of it being lowered.
Right.
So I don't want to just still complete doom for the Browns and for Deshaun Watson. But this being a quote-unquote expedited process does give me some hope that – and I think that no matter where you stand on this, you just want this long 2-3 year saga to be over. I'm ready for it to be over, man. We've had so many episodes based on Deshaun Watson and his mess. I'm legitimately ready for it to be over. So that's the one glimmer of hope that I do have is that, hey, maybe this time next week something's been resolved. But it's looking like NFL is trying to play the long game with it because that's exactly what's going to happen. That bothers me. Yeah.
Now, what about the Miami Dolphins? What does this say for the Dolphins franchise, the organization? And does this affect anything? If not, probably not. Like the season that they're going to have, even though we know that, hey, they didn't get Brady, they didn't get Sean Payton, but they went for him and it was tampering. Does anybody question the integrity of the Miami Dolphins and the owner, Stephen Ross? Or do you just say, hey, man, we hadn't been good since Dan Marino? I don't blame him for trying to do what he did. He was trying to win.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, but you got caught. That's right. The Miami Dolphins.
I hear this is new or that he's the only one that's done this.
Oh, no.
You're not going to make me believe that. But you got caught.
Yeah, so, that's right.
That's
right. That's right.
Like for the Patriots, I don't think the Patriots were the only ones recording. Belichick didn't wake up with this genius idea of saying, hey, let me go record this team. No, that's been going on. But,
Hell yeah.
You win two or three championships, and hey, somebody's going to tell on you at some point. I think Mangina was the one that told it on him.
Right.
Mangina was also a division competitor at the time, so of course he told him.
Yeah.
I mean, for Sean Payton in particular, like if Stephen Ross is able to have this conversation with him, you think Jerry Jones did it? Come on, right?
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Come on, man.
Well, here we go. Hey, this is typical Roger Goodell, though. We can't say that he's choosing sides here. I mean, he did it to Brady, he did it to Ezekiel Elliott. He will stick it to you every chance he get if he can get it. I'm just, again, back to what Nick said, though. What's the purpose of the judge? What is the purpose of the arbitrator being in the CBA if he still says, 6 games? Nah, I ain't feeling that. Your services are no longer needed. I got it from here. That's crazy to me, but I'm not surprised once again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all we have for the show today. We will get back to our predictions of division by division back on Tuesday. We will be here and YouTube Live. We're doing that now with the Great Debate Show. We're out Podbean. Again, we're available wherever you get your podcast. Hit the follow or subscribe button and download during the show while you're listening, before you listen. Even if you don't listen, we appreciate it. Rate and review the show. We'll be back Tuesday to do the NFC South. We've already done the NFC East. We've done the NFC North. And now we're coming back to the South. And this time we're going to start giving records. So guys, I advise you, make sure you check their schedules. Make sure you look at your wins and losses before you just say they're going to be 2, 3, 4, number 1. Let's go ahead and predict their records. We're doing NFC South, the New Orleans Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of people may think that's it, but hey, Baker Mayfield's in Carolina, and the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of people think the Atlanta Falcons are at the bottom of the NFC barrel. However, they've got this tight end who had 1,000 receiving yards in his rookie season. I don't think anyone has ever done that. And I think the sky's the limit for that guy. What's his name again? Kyle Pitts. Watch out for him. Now, I don't know if Marcus Mariota is going to be his quarterback, or if they're going to go with the rookie Desmond Riddle, or if Jimmy Garoppolo could be their quarterback if a trade happens. Who knows? But the Atlanta Falcons, some people think that they're doomed. Maybe not. We'll see. Ridley is not playing this. Hold on. Ridley's not playing the entire season, though, is he?
Correct.
Well, yeah, maybe they are doomed, then. We'll look at the NFC South, though, and again, I got another shocker for you with my prediction. We'll be back on Tuesday. Me and Terrence, we've got some wrestling reviews, SummerSlam review, Monday Night Raw, and AEW Dynamite review. That's coming up a little bit later, when you listen to this on a Thursday, just go ahead and click the next one because it's right there, available wherever you get your podcast. Download, subscribe, rate, review, follow us. And it's the good guys here at the Great Debate Show. Terrence, Nick, before we go, is there anything else that you all would like to add that I'm missing or that I left out on before we go?
Well, I will say on this day in sports history in 1977, Tom Brady was born. So it is Tom Brady's birthday. Happy birthday to the GOAT.
8-3, that's right. It is 8-3, isn't it?
It is.
Yep. Happy birthday to the GOAT. Oh, and for betting purposes, just want to let you all know, if you haven't done it yet, you probably did as soon as Julio signed with the Buccaneers. But I've said when I was doing my gematria, and I'm not trying to just tell you this and, hey, go do it. You're going to win some money. I don't even know what the odds are right now for the Buccaneers. But you probably got to put a lot more money on the Buccaneers, especially with Julio Jones, to win. But the whole thing, the Super Bowl, or at least the NFC Championship, I will say the whole thing, 2022 champs. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers could possibly win the whole thing. Tom Brady born on 8-3. That's today, his birthday. Happy birthday, GOAT. If he wins the Super Bowl this year or next year, the next time he goes to the Super Bowl, if he wins, he will be 8-3 in Super Bowls. Being born on 8-3 and being 8-3 in Super Bowls as a record, gematria says that could possibly happen. So I'm just saying, like, if you want to just put something on it, I'm not. That's just my 2 cents. But hell, what the hell do I know? Tom Brady, happy birthday, man! 45 years old. he's entering his 23rd season in the NFL. I mean, I'm not mad at him, but at just some point, it just
still ain't found that cliff that Max Kellerman was talking about.
Still hadn't found that cliff yet. And I look, you know,
had a Hall of Fame career since he was supposed to fall off that cliff.
Another Hall of Fame career. Yeah, you're right. Another Hall of Fame career on top of the one he already had. I'm not mad at him or hating on him, but it's just at some point, is anybody sick of Tom Brady though? Like, I mean, it seems like he's just this guy who just won't go away. I'm not gonna leave as long as I can play, as long as I can get whoever I ask for, get all the weapons I want here in Tampa. I'm just not leaving because I want all the attention, I want all the limelight. I mean, he just seems like he just can't go away. And is it just me that I'm ready to see him go away?
So just to be clear, Tom Brady, since Max Kellerman said he's gonna fall off a cliff, has thrown for 22,938 yards, 168 touchdowns, has 65% completion percentage, 4 Super Bowl appearances, 3 rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 1 league MVP, and 3 Pro Bowl appearances. That's literally had a Hall of Fame career.
That's almost another career. That's almost somebody else's career. Wow.
Yeah, man. Hey, these guys are on TV and they have to go out of their way to say, to give these quote unquote hot takes. This is one time where someone fell right on their face. He Odell Beckham reached for that one, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, man. He stretched out like Jordan at the end of Space Jam.
I mean, one of the funniest TikTok videos that they could do is when Tom Brady retires for good. Or hell, he could do it now. And just, you know, like Max Kellerman, Tom Brady. And he just opens the door, the doorbell rings, Max Kellerman opens the door. It's Tom Brady at the door with some, you know what I'm saying, with some bacon and sausage. And he's like, what's this for? And he says it's to go with all the egg on your face. That would be the funniest TikTok commercial that they could do. You know, because there's a lot of egg on Max Kellerman's face for that one. I mean, that cliff never happened. And damn it, I don't know if it's going to happen. No, he never could. And I'm not even sure if it's going to happen.
For all this boxing knowledge, and I love to hear Max talk boxing and the call boxing.
Yeah.
That right there made people think that he didn't know what he was talking about. And I like his sports take generally, but that was a terrible one.
Yeah.
I think that. I generally like Max as well, but that one I'm like, wow, boy, you could not have been more wrong.
Well, all right, but but let's say this though. Let's say this. When his last season in New England, it did look like the cliff was right there, and his foot was like on a banana peel. I'm not gonna lie. Before he went to Tampa and got all this talent that he's around, it was pretty bad in New England. Now, again, he didn't have any talent, but if you're the GOAT, I mean, shouldn't you have to still won at least a wild card game? They lost to the Titans. You know, I don't know. But again, we know he's not trash. We know he's not over the hill because look what he's doing. And he had one of his best seasons of his career last season. And could possibly top that this season. But I'm just saying that 2019 was pretty forgetful. And a lot of people thought that this was the end of the road until, you know, you see what happened. Now, I knew better. That's why I was telling Niner fans, hey, y'all don't want Tom Brady instead of Jimmy G. And Niner fans were just like, man, I dare you. We got Jimmy. We don't need him. We don't need his old. Okay. How did that work out for you? He's got a Super Bowl since he's left New England. And Jimmy Garoppolo is on his way out of San Francisco to who knows where. But again, what the hell do I know? Guys, anything else?
Shouts out to the late great Ben Scully. He passed away yesterday.
Yeah,
94 years old. Literally the voice of baseball.
Yeah.
But hey, going to better and greener pastures.
That's right. Ben Scully, real. Our condolences to his friends and family. And 94 years, that is a nice long life. We've lost 2 legends here in the past several days here, from Bill Russell to now passing away at 88, and now Vince Scully. Thoughts and prayers to their family and friends, and 67 years of doing the same job and doing a very good job at it. Like that is remarkable. 67 years. I mean, at 67, you hope to retire. He done it for that long. And, you know, like, wow. I don't know when he retired or when he hung it up, but yeah, that's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at it now. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we've got for you today. We will be back again, as I said, on Tuesday with more sports takes and our NFC South predictions. And after the NFC South, we get to the great NFC West. or how great is it these days? We'll discuss it, and anything else that pops. Anybody know what the hell Kevin Durant is doing right now these days? That just got so quiet and stale. That story.
Getting ready to play for Brooklyn.
Getting ready to play for Brooklyn.
For the season.
Right. Yep. That it is what it is. That's it. That's all we got. Me and T again. We've got wrestling takes. We've got a lot of good wrestling news that we got to catch up on and get to you. Coming up, it's the Great Debate Show. Thank you for listening, and y'all be safe out there. Peace.
Take care, guys. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Great Debate Show, and we just wrapped up another episode. Hope you've enjoyed our takes, our opinions as we debate some of the hottest topics in sports. And we've got NFC South coming back on Tuesday. If you want to catch us Tuesday, Monday nights is when we'll be live, is when I'll go live. Some Saturdays we'll have in-house. We'll be in studio with me and my other co-hosts. They will be here in the studio with us. And we do wrestling as well. So any wrestling fans that are following me on my channel, AEW, WWE, Impact, we give you all the latest news around the wrestling world. So that's pretty much it. Thank you again for watching and tuning in. Jarvis Jeffries, or the KODS, Terrence Smith and Nick Ely. You can find us on Facebook, Jarvis Jeffries, Terrence Smith, Nick Ely. Find us on Facebook, or just type in the search bar, The Great Debate Show on Facebook. And we have some of the hottest debates going on today. We give a lot of good debates, and we get hundreds of comments flooding through that thing. And then we go from there to figure out what we're going to debate on our next episode. So if there's anything that you would like for us to debate, whether it's NFL, NBA, college, whatever, we will debate it. Wrestling, it doesn't matter what it is. Top 5, top 10 in any position of any sport. We had some great top 10 all NBA top 10 of all time debates right around during the NBA playoffs. That was good. All you have to do is type in the Great Debate Show on Facebook, and it is like you can see all the people that jump in there, and it's pretty interesting. And it's interesting for us to hear all of your takes. And we allow a lot of you all to come on the show, call in, and all of those things. 901-308-4916 is the number that you can call in if you want to be a guest on the show, if there's something that you want to debate. I'm a Niners fan. Our co-host Terrence is a Ravens fan, and our co-host Nick Ely is an Eagles fan. It's going to be a great football season. We've got NFL Pick'em that's coming up also this season, and we'll give you all the information on that, on how you can get in, participate, and play, so you can win you some money. That's it. That's all I got. I talk too much. That's why I podcast, though. I'm out. It's the Great Debate Show. Thank you. And again, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Mostly wrestling on Thursdays, mostly sports on Tuesdays. Now, once the football season gets to kick it off, it'll probably be on Mondays. Back to our regular schedule program on Mondays. If any breaking news happens, we will be back for it. But that's it. We talked about Deshaun Watson and the suspension and the NFL appealing it. The Miami Dolphins owner and the Dolphins losing some draft picks. And we'll be back on Tuesday for Monday night on here for the NFC South predictions and anything else that breaks off. Thank you. Y'all be safe out there, please. Peace.